I'm going to give one last to the local, to our local reporter.
As looking too much like a GQ cover who's aloof and therefore has an image problem, can't relate to working class folks. Do you think that that is something that is actually a real issue you need to deal with, or do you think that's just nonsense?
I think this is a fairly standard suit here. I haven't changed my approach to dressing too much. Michelle has asked me to clean up because when she first met me, I had one suit. Michelle always finds this funny because I basically buy 5 of the same suit, and then I patch them up and wear them repeatedly. I have 4 pairs of shoes. Recently, I've taken to getting a haircut more frequently than I used to because my mother-in-law makes fun of me. So, I don't think people are too worried about what I'm wearing. I know that there was concern about my bowling score, and I have committed to practicing bowling so that I'm better. Although I do have to say the fact that you guys reported that as if I had actually bowled 10 frames, particularly those of you who were there, that just was underhanded. There's only 7 frames and 2 of them were bowled by a 10-year-old and remember the little kid with the 3-year-old that we carried the ball and put it down the rail, and none of that ever came out. What happened? Maria? Excuses. Well, look, I make no claim. I can't excuse away the first 2 gutter balls, but look, I think one of the things we're going to have to do during the next several weeks is just remind people of where I come from. Because it's true that both the Republicans and my opponents to some degree have been trying to paint me as this elitist out of touch. It's hard for me to figure that out given that I was raised with far fewer advantages than either of my 2 remaining opponents. That my work started off on the streets of Chicago as a community organizer. That my wife, Michelle, grew up in that same neighborhood with a mother and father who never went to college and who worked as a secretary and a city worker. That we financed all our education on student loans. That I was raised in a setting with my grandparents who grew up in small town Kansas where the dinner table would have been very familiar to anybody here in Indiana. A lot of pot roast and potatoes and Jello molds. And so on the one hand, I don't want to go out of my way to sort of prove my street cred as a down-to-earth guy. People know me, and people who've worked with me know that the reason I'm in this race is because my own life history and my professional history working as a community organizer, a civil rights lawyer, and as a legislator is to fight so that people can take that same ladders of opportunity that I was able to take as a kid. And right now, this country is not providing those same ladders. That's why I'm in this race. That's why I'm fighting to win this nomination. That's why I think I will be the most effective president of the 3 remaining candidates in helping people help themselves. I will be fighting as hard as I can to make sure that people understand why I got in this race in the first place, how I got to where I am today. And when they understand that, I think they'll recognize themselves and that my struggles are theirs, and together we can change the country.